Hi, this is Cora here. I just wanted to, I think this is going to be my last video for the moment. It's called Arbitration First, a new model for peace, fair resolution and justice. So I'm sure you're familiar with who I am. I want to introduce you to a bold, transformative idea for justice reform, and that's called Arbitration First. So it's about trying to initiate a dialogue, conversation about the need really to introduce an extra layer in our justice system, which I'm calling arbitration first. This model reimagines how disputes are handled, from family law, financial conflicts, whistleblowing, and some criminal matters. Instead of pushing people straight into lengthy adversarial court battles, arbitration first puts healing, fairness, and efficiency at the centre of justice. Justice systems everywhere are overloaded, adversarial and slow. In Ireland, these challenges are crystal clear. Whistleblowers spend years fighting retaliation. Families in crisis face courtrooms that often don't understand trauma, coercive control. Minor criminal cases clog courts while serious crimes wait. Civil disputes spiral into obsessional litigation. And in financial and institutional conflicts, banks, Tusla hospitals, ordinary people are left powerless while millions are spent defending agencies in court instead of fixing broken systems. At the same time, frontline officials are paralysed by over-regulation, afraid to act without absolute procedural certainty. Courts, meanwhile, are not built to deal with the psychological and relational roots of conflict. Clearly, something has to change. The hidden dimension. At the heart of many disputes, this would be well recognised by experts in mediation law, in Bill Eddy, for example, in the US, whose work I followed for a long time. He says he's having terrible difficulty dealing with courts about this. He's been doing it for 15 years, so I'm only doing it a short time. At the heart of many disputes lies something courts often overlook: mental health and dysfunction. Cycles, Bill Eddy has written several books about this, so I'm just very familiar with his work. Cycles of abuse, coercive control and repeated litigation often stem from untreated trauma, addiction or personality disorders or dysfunctions. Instead of treating them as bad behaviour or just a legal issue, arbitration panels could intervene early, identifying dysfunction, referring people to proper supports and embedding therapy into the resolution process. Justice isn't just about punishment, it's also about repair. So what does arbitration first look like? At its core, it's a new independent statutory arbitration body structured a bit like Ireland's Workplace Relations Commission, with a much wider scope. It would have specialist divisions for whistleblowing, family law, civil and financial disputes, and restorative justice in minor criminal cases. The last time I was in the courts, I could see a pile of people, really struggling, dealing with very serious issues with various banks. That was horrific. I mean, they had no chance without an expert legal team, so no legal team would go against a bank. Employ panels of arbitrators, trauma-informed mediators and mental health professionals. Provide fast, accessible and binding resolutions, including protective orders, therapy mandates, debt restructuring and employment safeguards. Be fully state-funded. Now, none of this sort of, a small ombudsman office that's overwhelmed. That's not going to work. Be fully state-funded to ensure. So I think all oversight bodies should be pulled into the arbitration. I've mentioned a few. Be fully state-funded to ensure accessibility and equality of arms. That's a nice word, equality of arms. Here, how should it work in practice? Referral. All disputes start with arbitration. Triage. Panels assess urgency, safety and psychological needs. Resolution. Where possible, cases are settled here through arbitration or mediation with built-in support. Escalation. Only if resolution fails does the case move to court, and then the court has a full record of what has already been tried. Importantly, judicial oversight is preserved. Not in the case, as we see in the Amended Protective Disclosures Act. What happened there at the very end is very, very troubling. Courts remain the final safeguard, with appeals allowed and points of law. So courts oversee all of this. How would this change in real life? Whistleblowers, confidential or rapid hearings, protect jobs and reputation. Family law, panels with trauma expertise protect children, issue interim safety measures and address coercive behaviours through therapy. Criminal justice. I even think minor and less minor offences move into restorative agreements, yes, freeing courts to focus on serious crimes. I mean, civil disputes, obsessional cases are filtered, dysfunction is recognised and resources are preserved. Financial and institutional disputes, family facing repossession, get restructuring and debt mediation. Complaints against child protection or hospitals are heard by balanced panels with mental health expertise. Millions saved from courtroom battles are redirected into real reforms of systems. Imagine local arbitration centres in every county, accessible, transparent and trusted. The benefits are clear: healing justice, victims are heard quickly and safely, efficiency, courts backlogs shrink, empowerment, frontline officials act without fear, holistic support, families get integrated help, financial help, housing, disability, accountability, the courts remain the safeguard. Cost savings, money wasted on adversarial litigation funds, real reform of systems. This is justice that heals rather than harms. Of course, challenges remain. Some may try to minimise arbitration. That's why trauma-informed training and strict safeguards are essential. The system must have statutory authority so decisions carry real weight. Any investment in expert panels and mental health services is non-negotiable. With this right design, these are not barriers, they are solvable steps. The Arbitration First model offers a powerful shift. It interrupts cycles of abuse and dysfunction. It protects whistleblowers and families. It saves time, money and lives, and it restores dignity and fairness to the heart of justice. This vision is inspired by the pioneering thinking and compassion and ethics of Mr. Edmund Houlihan, whose calls for reform have long highlighted the need for a justice system that is fairer, faster and more humane. Thank you for listening, and if you believe in justice that heals, not harms, I hope you'll share this vision. So thank you very much for listening and for supporting my YouTube channel, and I hope to see you again very soon.